Hello everyone and welcome back for another video. Tomorrow the update 4 for 0 Hour goes live, and many of you had questions about what changed, what got improved, if some specific aspects of the game got better, and how I would rate this update. So I decided to do one more video before it goes live to share more insights and personal opinions in hope to help you have the right expectations on what's coming. But before I do so, I want to remind you of a few things that you need to keep in mind when trying the new update tomorrow. 0 Hour is one of the few very good tactical shooter games out there that recently got released in early access. It is being developed by a very small team from a very small studio from Bangladesh, a region that isn't really known for having a rich game development history or for attracting a lot of talents with a lot of experience. And I believe the team mostly has artists and only one developer who actually works on the code. So there is a lot that the team wants to achieve during early access, and we are about to get the 4th major content update since release. If you haven't watched my previous video covering update 4, I would suggest you check my before and after video covering the core changes of this upcoming version. So now that I have reminded everyone that 0 Hour is still in an early access phase and is being developed by a fairly small team, let's get into the big question that several people have asked me: how would I rate this update? So, update 4 includes a lot of revamping of old features and implements complicated new systems, mostly for animation and audio. On paper, and for someone who doesn't know much about game development, it doesn't sound really fancy or hard to do, but changing something in a game that has already been released can be very tricky and can lead to a lot of challenges. But if done right and if it works, it can open doors to a lot more options to make your game better over time. This is what Update 4 is all about. Update 4 definitely includes a lot of great animation work with more realistic, more detailed animations. But the new animation system also allowed the team to support new features, such as the ammo check and the reload systems, that is turning 0 Hour into a much better, more realistic, a lot more tactical shooter game. Right now, there is no other game like 0 Hour on the market with this kind of features beside Escape from Tarkov, which is a completely different game. I absolutely love how you now have to check your mags before and after each fight, just to make sure that you're not empty. Not only because it makes the game more realistic, but also because it encourages you and the rest of your team to look after each other when checking ammo, because it's much slower, it's a really risky process, and you're really exposed when checking ammo. It makes the game more realistic, more tactical, and more team-oriented. The new ammo check system is also directly linked to the reload system, and comes with different animations as well. So it's great to have the option to go for a normal one or a fast reload so that you can choose what to do depending on the situation. The new animation system just makes the game feel heavier, slower, more tactical, and I think the game is finally getting the gameplay pace that it always wanted to deliver. Just the fact that you lose stamina when shooting, or that you are now able to throw a grenade without having to store your weapon first, is a huge improvement for a game like this. And not only does it work well, but it also looks really good on the screen. So I'm really satisfied. I am really impressed by the work that the team has done with this new animation system, because it looks really good, it works, and I really think that it improves the gameplay of 0 Hour, like a lot. The audio also got improved with a brand new system that gives the levels more atmosphere, better sounds to the weapons, AI also got audio cues, and so on. A lot of you have been asking about the 3D audio, especially on levels that have a lot of verticality, and I feel there has been improvements there as well. But I still think it is not quite there yet. There is definitely still a lot of room for improvements regarding the 3D audio for the game to compete with other big titles out there. I think that improving the 3D audio might require a lot more work than we are expecting, since it might be linked to how the maps are designed in the engine. But the intention is there, and I think that is what matters the most for a project that is in early access and developed by a small team. They are doing something. They are actually doing a lot more than I could have ever imagined for a team of this size. And I wish there were more developers out there supporting their game in early access the way that M7 Production is doing with 0 Hour. Progress, not perfection. What the team is doing with Update 4 is implementing systems that are going to help them improve the game even further moving forward, with the right tools instead of having to rely on old systems that couldn't let them do what they want with the game. So let's keep an eye on how this improves with future major updates. Let's talk a little bit about realism, because there is obviously a few more things in this update that helped turn Zero Hour into a more realistic and better tactical shooter. Let's take the night vision for instance. First, you can now take 2 items with you, so you no longer have to pick between night visions or something else. Everyone in your team can now have night visions and grenades or C2 charges, which is going to expand the tactics you can use. They also didn't want to let the players ADS when using the night vision, and I'm glad they did this because that's just how it's supposed to be. So they implemented the laser sight, and you now get it by default if you have the night vision equipped. It's much harder to use, but it's just so satisfying to see it in action. Overall, I think this is an amazing update, not only because it implements a lot of big changes, technical systems and features, but also because it is impressive to see all the stuff that goes into this single update, considering that it was done by a very small team. We're not talking about a studio that has a huge history of making games with 100 people here. It is a small team and they have been supporting the game non-stop since release. They did not abandon the game and they are releasing an amazing update, and there are not that many studios out there who can claim to have done the same thing. As I said earlier, there is still room for improvements and there are still things that need to be addressed for me to consider the game ready to leave early access, and that's the 3D audio and the player base. I really hope this game will get bigger and more active player base, because I think that's where the fun is, in the PvP. I think this is where you can really come up with interesting strategies, but there's no easy way to find PvP matches right now. I hope there will be more marketing done in the future to promote the game further and get more players, because it absolutely deserves it. There is no other game out there like this one, and we are dying for a proper, super realistic tactical shooter to play. I am not sure what we need to retain players in this game, but hopefully, maybe the developers have a plan in mind for the future. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Anyway, overall I am pretty happy and I hope you will too. So give this update a shot when it releases on the December the 22nd, and remember what I said, progress, not perfection. This could be my last video before the end of the year, so I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and to share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe and to tick the bell to support the channel. There will be more videos about Zero Hour and other tactical, co-op oriented games in the future on the channel. My name is Carl Hartrod, leader of the Rhodes Foundation. Feel free to join our amazing community. The link is in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.